What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at 1917, directed by Sam Mendes. Let's waste no time. Let's get into this. Overall, I think 1917 is an epic war movie. This is definitely one of the good ones and one of the best ones to come out in recent memory. So I'm going to illustrate what I have, my pros and my cons. But I'm going to do my cons first because they're more or less kind of just they're they're more or less just citizen complaints. This movie has Colin Firth, Mark Strong, and Benedict Cumberbatch, and to me, I don't. This movie utilized them very, very sparingly, to the point where they come across as just glorified cameos. And me personally, I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more of all three of these actors, possibly having more interactions. But that's just about it. That's just my big major complaint. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to the positives. The overall cast in this movie is fantastic because this is not a big cast. This movie focuses on two characters, Schofield and Blake, played respectively by George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman. We follow these two characters who are pretty much given a mission to tell a other part of the Cumberbatch character and his commanding fleet that they're walking into a trap essentially by the German army, and if they attack, they're going to be outmanned, outnumbered, and pretty much fall. So Schofield and Blake are tasked with this mission to deliver this message, and all the while they got to go through so many hurdles in this movie, to the point where the character of Blake pretty much dies at the 50-minute mark, and the character of Schofield pretty much has to pick up the slack and finish the mission on his own. And that's where this movie really starts to pick up steam. The character of Schofield goes through so much shit in this movie. It's suspense ridden, it's heart wrenching, it's edge of your seat. And I attribute all that to the actor who did a fantastic job anchoring this movie. And I have to give a lot of credit to Sam Mendes and Roger Deakins, who really captured that just suspense, tense, grounded, gritty, dark atmosphere that this movie has all throughout. This guy has to do gun battles. He has to run from a bunch of Germans who are shooting at him in the dead of night with very little light. This guy goes through so much intense shit that when he finally delivers the message and finally accomplishes his mission, you just can't help but take a sign of relief that, oh, he made it. Because he went through so much hell in this movie that you feel like you are the character of Schofield. And that's one of the best things I love about this movie, is that you feel like you are this character. Deakins and Mendes do such a great job, particularly that of Sam Mendes. He does such a great job of putting in the shoes of Schofield that we feel like we're on the front lines. We feel like we're in World War One. We feel like we have to accomplish this task, and if we don't accomplish this task, this could spell the end and doom for all. And Mendes, like I said, he captured that visceralness just so perfectly. His direction was spot on. It was perfect. This movie did not need to have no large cast. This movie did just fine with just the singular character of Schofield. Of course, he has some interactions with other members of the army through here and there, and I do like the bantering, and I like the friendship between Blake and Schofield, to the point that when the Blake character dies, you feel the pain that Schofield feels, because this is overall his friend, and prior to that, Blake had saved Schofield's life. So the character of Schofield to me is fantastic. I already covered. Now, the production value of this movie is amazing. I am a sucker for period piece movies, and this captures that World War One atmosphere, from the costumes to the production design. This movie looks fantastic visually, like I mentioned before. The use of practical effects in this movie are spot on. Mendes did a fantastic job at bringing an authenticity to this movie. You can tell that Mendes wanted to make not just a good movie, he wanted to make a movie that was going to pay tribute to World War One and pay tribute to the people who were involved in that war and lost their lives to that war. And to me personally, I think he did that in spades. Aced it from a director, aced it from a production standpoint, aced it from a cinematography standpoint. It's aced from a great cast. Even though the cast is very limited, they do a fantastic job. All the actors in this movie hold their own, and they just give real emotional performance, to me at least. So yeah, 1917 to me is going to get a solid 9 out of 10. This movie is fantastic. I will put it right up there with movies like A Saving Private Ryan. I think it's that damn good. It's that visceral. It's suspense ridden, and it's that's it. That's all I got to say. So let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.